Hey everyone, it's Flakfire. With Battlefield 1's beta open to the public and the full game on the horizon, I figured it'd be a good time to put together a video explaining the game's mechanics for those new to the Battlefield franchise or unfamiliar with the changes from previous Battlefield games. If you want to be a good Battlefield player, it's important to know a few things. First up, play the objective. So let's start with game modes. In the beta there are two game modes, Conquest and Rush. There will be more in the game's full release, but the same rule applies to all of them. Know what the game mode's objective is. For Conquest, it's capture and hold points. For Rush, one team attempts to plant explosives at telegraph sites, while the other team tries to defend those sites until the attacking team runs out of spawns, or what we call tickets. Playing to the objective of the game mode will get you the most points and likely the win. It's easy to treat Conquest like Team Deathmatch, but you'll gain significantly more experience by playing the objective of the game mode, which means faster unlocks, and your teammates will thank you. Join a squad. Once you've joined a game, be sure to join a squad. Squads provide the opportunity to work together, so if you have a microphone, use it. In Battlefield, you can spawn on your teammates, ensuring you don't have to walk a great distance to see some action. Each squad has a squad leader who can assign the squad with a particular objective. For example, capture a specific point on the battlefield. You can also request an objective from the squad leader and get bonus points for following the order. If you're the last person left alive in your squad, seek cover so that your squad mates can safely spawn on you and help even the odds. Communicate with teammates. If you don't have a microphone, don't neglect the communication wheel. You can request a ride, ammunition, medkits, or even request or assign squad objectives. Spot enemies. Players in Battlefield 1 can also spot players by looking at them and using the appropriate button, which marks enemy players in the game world, making them easier to target. This is an absolute must for players in Battlefield 1. So make spotting second nature. If you're not sure which button it is, check the controller mapping in your game's options. Use classes effectively. Players in Battlefield 1 can choose from 4 different classes: Assault, Medic, Support, and Scout. Each is designed to play a specific role, so try to avoid having all squad members as the same class. The Assault class is designed to make quick work of enemy vehicles, emplacements, and structures that might be used against you. With its fully automatic submachine guns, it's also geared towards close quarters combat. The Assault class has specialized anti-tank grenades and can also equip dynamite or the anti-tank rocket gun for maximum anti-armor effect. The Medic is the healer on the battlefield. Medics can toss small medkits to heal players as well as revive them. It's important while playing as a medic to keep your eyes peeled. Be aware of the players around you and their health. If they're at low health, provide assistance. You can actually toss the small med pack to a player, while the larger med crate must be placed on the ground and can be used by several players at once. If a player dies, they can request a revive, which alerts nearby medics with an icon. Medics can revive down players with a syringe, and holding down the syringe before reviving a player will restore additional health. Try to make sure the player is not in any immediate danger before reviving them, even if a revive has been requested. Additionally, the syringe can also be used as a weapon. If timed properly, medics are of course rewarded with additional experience for reviving and healing teammates, so it's worth your while to keep your team healthy. The Support class carries a light machine gun and has the greatest potential to suppress or pin down enemies, but perhaps its most useful role is supplying ammunition to other players on the battlefield. Similar to the Medic, the Support class can toss small packs of ammunition to a single soldier or deploy a large crate to supply a team. Because it often takes several anti-tank grenades to destroy a heavy land ship, making sure teammates playing as the Assault class are well supplied is always a good idea. Teammates can request ammunition from the communication wheel, which alerts nearby support, so if you're playing as the Support class, be on the lookout for it. Resupplying teammates nets you significant experience. The Scout class specializes in long-range combat with sniper rifles. Because they often have the best view of the battlefield, it's important for scouts to spot enemy players for their teammates. The Scout class can also equip the spotting scope, which highlights enemy players and vehicles in the game for squad members. If those targets are eliminated, you of course receive bonus experience points. Don't forget that the scope on the Scout rifle casts a glint in good weather, which reveals your position. Use vehicles effectively. Aside from infantry combat, Battlefield 1's beta also focuses heavily on vehicle combat. There are several different classes of vehicle in Battlefield 1, including the horse, scout truck, artillery truck, armored car, light tank, and heavy tanks. There are also several classes of airplanes, including the fighter, fighter bomber, and heavy bomber. Avoid wasting vehicles by not using them as taxis to get from one location to another and being on the lookout for teammates who may need a ride. Vehicles are one of the most valuable assets on the battlefield, and misusing them or wasting them puts your team at a disadvantage. Because of their early designs, Battlefield 1's heavy tanks are particularly centered on team play. If you're operating a vehicle with another player, know what position they are in and what is in their field of fire. The same applies to other vehicles. This is particularly important with tanks like the Mark V, since its main guns are mounted on the sides. Angling the land ship allows main gunners a better view of targets and makes your tank more effective. Tanks aren't invincible though, and can be realistically damaged. If you want to stop a tank, aim for its tracks. If you want to dull its bite, target the main guns. You might not kill it before it kills you, but you will make it that much easier for your teammates, and even assists net you points. Use emplacements effectively. Unlike past Battlefield games, weapon emplacements are actually very useful in Battlefield 1, and the artillery and anti-aircraft guns in particular. Learn their locations on the map to help aid attacking or defending forces. They can make quick work of vehicles, which makes them very valuable. Use behemoths and elites effectively. Behemoths are supposed to turn the tide in Battlefield 1. To do this, they must be used to support the game mode's objective. For example, on the Sinai Desert map, the armored train can take 3 objectives in Conquest. If teammates are successful at attacking other objectives, a game can quickly be turned around. Similarly, the elite soldier kits in Battlefield 1 should be used to support efforts to take or defend objectives. Each has strengths and weaknesses, so use them accordingly. Adapt to weather. Battlefield 1 also has a dynamic weather system, which requires some flexibility from players. Not all conditions are favorable for long-range combat. When fog or a sandstorm rolls in, it's best to switch up your weapons or class until the weather conditions change. And lastly, adapt to combat. Attacking an objective across large stretches of open ground with a close-range weapon might not be the best idea. Similarly, fighting for an objective in an area with dense buildings and lots of corners won't go well for those with bolt-action rifles. If there's a tank in your way and no assault troops to counter it, you just got volunteered. Battlefield games are centered around team play, and Battlefield 1 is no exception. Keeping these tips in mind will help keep you alive and at the top of the leaderboard. Don't be surprised if you wind up with a few friend requests from grateful teammates as well, and occasionally hate mail from your bedeviled enemies. A big thank you to Dragoon for helping me put this video together, so if you found it useful, like, share on social media like Facebook and Twitter, and of course, subscribe. Thanks for watching.